So ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be learning something brand new today. So it's especially important that everybody puts in their best effort, focus to their best ability, because we're going to be learning something brand new. So everybody should have their worksheet with this side facing up. This side facing up. Okay? If everybody has this side facing up, then I know we're ready to start the lesson. Everybody good? Joelle, turn your paper over. Yeah. Okay, so boys and girls, we are ready to begin our science lesson. And I want to start with a little game. It's not a long game. Okay, so the name of the game is One Lie and One Truth. Okay, it's a quick game. One lie, one truth. I have two statements here on the board. One of these statements is a lie. One of these statements is true. The first statement is, the water in my water bottle, this water right here, is the same water that dinosaurs might have drank millions of years ago.
No.
Wait a second. Statement two, there is an unlimited amount of water on Earth.
Yes. Ooh.
Raise your hand if you think you know. I want to hear from people personally, Desmond. What do you think is the truth?
Statement one.
You think statement one's the truth?
Because statement two waterfall.
Hold that thought. Who agrees with Desmond? So Desmond thinks that the first statement is false. Who agrees with Desmond?
True. He said it's true.
You think it's true?
He does.
You think it's true? Who agrees with Desmond? Who disagrees with Desmond? Okay. Well, we're going to find out the answer to that question in just a minute. But before we do, boys and girls, there are a couple things that you need to know. Today, we are going to be learning about the water cycle. And in front of you, you have a worksheet that has fill in the blanks, that has questions. The information that you need to fill out that worksheet is going to be here in this PowerPoint. Okay, so at the end of our lesson, we're going to do a really special activity where we're going to make a poster to teach other people what we learned today about the water cycle. So, when we're going through the lesson, learning about the water cycle, what do you think you should be doing? Raise your hand. Orlando? Yeah, you're going to have to follow along with the PowerPoint in order to be successful in this lesson, okay? Without that information, you're going to be unable to create this really great poster where we're going to teach other people about the water cycle, all right? You have a question, Andy? Stay on the table for now, okay? So, let's start. Fun fact, everybody. The water that's on Earth right now, the same water that I have in this water bottle, is the same water that existed on Earth millions and millions and millions of years ago. So Desmond was right. That first statement was true. How is this possible? How is this possible? Does anyone have any idea how this is possible, Andy?
Because the water are not like nature, they don't die. So when the meteors fall and die, so it's the water's gone away.
Well, that's not why. That's not the reason why this is possible. The reason why this is possible is because of the water cycle. So we're going to learn about how this amazing fact is possible. So you might be wondering, what is the water cycle? What is the water cycle anyway? Well, let's think about what we know about the vocabulary. What word do you see in water cycle? Cycle and water, right? What do we know about cycles? Raise your hand. What do we know about cycles, Jordan?
What I know about cycles is that in a cycle, things repeat over and over.
Things repeat over and over. What's an example of a cycle that we know about in nature? Destiny?
I know that people that they recycle because at
you recycle. So that's a word that sounds similar to cycle. It's not exactly the same thing. I mean, it is something that you want to do over and over again, but what's a cycle that we know about that exists in nature? You know? The plant cycle, very good. What's another cycle that we know about? Vanessa? The frog cycle, are you talking about the life cycle? Okay, the life cycle, yeah. Ryan? What's another cycle? I'll give you a big hint. It has to do with the way the trees change outside. It has to do with the temperature and how it changes. What's another cycle, Brenda?
Recycle?
No, you're not listening. Listen to the clue I gave you. I gave you a major clue. Jesus. Yeah, well, it's really called the seasons, right? The seasons are something that change over and over again in the same pattern. Well, the same exact thing happens with the way water moves through the atmosphere, above the atmosphere, under the ground, and it continues over and over and over again. So, what is the water cycle? It is the endless movement of water around the planet. Everybody, look